if you're playing like a Doom in the offlane, you're building a Shivas, right, for the team and stuff like that. Whereas Meepo is all the items he builds are not going to be auras in any capacity. So essentially, they just have a carry in the offlane. And that's why Nico is playing this primal mid, because he wants to make sure he plays a hero that doesn't need a lot of farm. That he can just run around with the supports and make stuff happen. And Got the Juice is also on a not a super greedy hero either in the Wind Ranger. I mentioned before, this hero doesn't farm clear out jungle very quickly. It just normally wins its lane and gets active. So they are playing this game as PMA is going to be the main carry of it. Okay. You don't see it very often where you have the offlaner as just like your true carry, but this will definitely be one of those games. And if you're giving your offlaner last pick of the game, I think that's fair. I think you can give him one of these heroes that can just carry the game. We saw it before on like old squads, like Amar would play like Razor and just farm and get really big. It's going to be like that type of playstyle.
30 seconds to battle.
You're mentioning that you feel like this is a pretty goddamn good Meepo game as well. You're potentially the Pango really the biggest way for them to be able to address it. So I think potentially how this lane is going to end up going as well with Nico and Dendi. It's a bit interesting how the Pango Primal Beast, at least his matchup has fared over time now. I know the Pango used to be when your Primal was added into Captain's Mode, people liked the Pangolier just for your capability to escape early on against the Trample. I know this matchup has changed predominantly just because the Pulverize now going through BKB straight away. So
I mean, that's the roughest part of the matchup, right? Is if you just manage to get a Pulverize onto the Pango while he's rolling, it takes him out of the roll, and that is just bad news. So that is one downside. As far as the mid lane matchup goes, it should just be a bunch of trading. I don't think it's one side favored or the other. Both of them have like 2 nukes that can get secure CS, right? So we'll see if they go that route. The one thing that you do have going for you on Primal is your model is so big that sometimes you can just stand on top of the creeps. And he's doing it right now. Like, you just can't click the creep. It's really stupid.
Wait, that's... Oh my god.
And then he went for his E as well, so you accidentally right-click him too. And now he's just gonna trade it back. So this is one thing in Dota that has frustrated me a lot. And like all these level 30 Primal Beast players that I play against do this, they just stand on the creep wave. But luckily for Dendi, he is playing a hero, like I said, that has like 2 nukes to secure creeps, but as a carry, sometimes you're playing a Drow or something that has very little nukes to work with on the laning stage. Like, this guy's just standing on the creep. What do I do? It's physically impossible to click on.
Is he the only one with the model that has that effect? Or that I can think of? Oh, first blood. What do we got? Top lane? Well, hang on a second.
Level 1 Meepo. That's a net Meepo, by the way. He just has net level 1 and got first blood. That I feel like that shouldn't happen, right? It's something that you're not really looking out for. But it happened anyway. The one here we talked about being the carry for the game is this Meepo, and he just got a great start with this first blood here. And to answer your question, that is the only hero that I know of that has a model that's that big that you just... you can just stand on top of creeps. Maybe Treant might, but you don't really see Treant as a core very often. So this is the one core hero I know that CSs that kind of abuses that.
Let's take a look how this bottom lane's going at the moment. Got the Juice, of course, on the Wind Ranger. Bunch of stats as that universal hero. Up against Stonebank on the Timber as well. So far, it looks like nothing too crazy between these two. Pretty happy with all the farm they're getting currently down bottom. Always going to love when Viridius lands a double spike.
Definitely good. And it looks like Dendi's crushing mid, but at the same time, Nico has like 7 creeps under his tower right now. So we'll probably see this like level out just a little bit. Oh, he's actually going to miss a couple of those on the tower. So, close matchup so far in this mid lane, but Nico just getting a slight edge, just being able to be that big body. But Dendi's doing a good job just harassing him out a little bit.
Stomaching down bottom, taking a little bit of damage on the Hoodwink as well. See, have you got a preference with the skill build in particular for the Wind Ranger? I know we spoke about the itemization previously. Is actually top lane. Mary goes down. So another kill is going to be picked up for the boys on NAVI Jr. Meanwhile, mid lane, Dendi almost getting Niku, but yeah, back to bottom. Do you have a preference on the skill build on the Wind Ranger?
Is it carry?
Yes.
I think you just get 1 point on power shot just for CSing slowing, max your wind run, max shackle, and you're a universal hero, so guess what? You just go stats after.
Okay.
You wouldn't be a universal hero carry if you didn't skill stats instead of one of your abilities, so just how it goes. But he did do 2 power shot, which is fine. But I don't think you want to go more than that.
Think you're gonna get this water rune? Unfortunately for Dandy, Swashbuckle still on cooldown for a little bit of time. Might actually be able to go for the kill onto Niku. Will of course be able to activate the bottle to get a little bit of bonus health back. Dandy misses some of the swash as well, so Niku will be fine. I mean, it's a lot of resources still expended nonetheless, and they're even gonna glyph the wave.
I mean, he's got another swash in 3 if he... I mean, he doesn't have to go for that kill because... Oh. I mean, Dendy's winning this lane, like, handedly at this point. It's definitely not a rough lane like we saw in those Ember, DK, Ember, Huskar matchups. And it looks like they will kill Daze in the top lane and even get the pull off for their troubles. So that's quite good. The Meepo, of course, you did get the first blood, but at least he's not level 4 now. And that's when you get your clone. Meeple's a very different hero. You get your ultimate level up at level 4, 11, and 18.
Yeah,
and
once
quite
again,
literally, he gets double as strong when you get Meeple level 4.
Yeah, it's very cool hero.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see what PMA is going to be able to do with it, and assisted by the 2-point Steel Shredder. So we brought up, I think, off stream, there was a, well, at least on another stream, I should say, we saw the Snapfire going for max out Shredder as top lane. There we go. There's the extra clone. Going to be able to deal with the refraction. PMA is standing strong. I mean, they'll get the kill onto Focus, so you're happy with slowing down the Templar Assassin's game, but of course PMA is going to take a little bit of a hit as well in the Meepo.
I don't think you're sad about that, though, because like it's 3 versus 2, and you get a kill, and then all of a sudden, Lion's rotating over for the rune. And the haste will be top. I mean, Dendy has ultimate here. I don't know if you can mess with him. And he's just going to secure it, potentially? Oh, alright. So Niku's going to force him out there. But they do have Rolling Thunder here.
I was going to say, they want to go for it, though. Niku looks like he's going to be okay. Top lane. Another attempt onto Focus. This time the Meld's going to be able to cover him momentarily. An aggressive glyph. Let's see what they want to do off the back of this, though, on Radiant. But maybe they were setting up for a dive onto Focus under the tower. But no, they're just going to chill. We do have the Wisdom Rooms up in 20 seconds, so both sides need to turn their attention over towards this.
Yeah, and we see Stamonen's on his way to contest against this. And he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to risk his life for it. A little low on mana, so he doesn't have mana for both spells. So he just going to back it up. And they're just going to trade 1 apiece.
Are you surprised at how well this bottom lane has gone for NAVI Junior? Got the juice 42-14 compared to the 26-2 on the Timber.
I mean, not really, honestly. I was talking about last game of the strength of Wind Ranger. Okay, Meeple's actually making rotation to bot lane, but it goes back to top. This is what the strong point of Meeple, by the way. I'll get back to your point in a second. This is what the good Meeple players do. They like leave 1 Meeple in each lane, and you don't know where you're going to get ganked from. It is incredibly stressful to play against. He's just going back and forth, ganking you everywhere. And no, to answer your question, Wind Ranger is just such a strong laning hero right now. This is like what this hero does. I know we saw earlier watching a Wind Ranger lose her lane, but that's like not normal. That is like atypical behavior there. You should not be losing your lane as a Wind Ranger almost ever.
Should be able to get a nice free kill into Daze. Dendy's going to be rewarded with that as well, so getting himself a little bit closer to whether it's going to be that Diffuser Blade or the Mage Slayer, which we do see sometimes here. Speaking of Dendy, though, is in some danger. Mary's not really going to be able to help out too much, and meanwhile, Niku comes flying on over, but Dendy, nice use of the Shield Crash, makes it down to the low ground. It will take a bit of a sack, though, at the medium camp. They want to come over. I mean, they're too late to protect it, but Stominum might be able to get in range here for the bushwhack, regardless of Riddies holds back any extra threat of the stun control from Mary. So looks like Navi Jr. will be able to escape out of Bates' territory.
Very
Radiant's
good.
middle tower is under attack.
Much more even game. This is the first game we've seen today that was even by the 10-minute mark. As Stamon and the Shackle doesn't hit, but doesn't need to. I think he's just going to go down here.
Wow.
Dire's middle tower.
All right.
He only
the
has
clock's out of the
1
javelin.
point. Yep, 1 point in reactive armor. That'll do it.
I really wonder if this is how this Snapfire hero is going to come back. I mean, this little Shredder getting max. I cannot remember who I saw earlier today off stream, not the games that we casted, going for the max Shredder, and then he's doing it here for days, so very interesting. I mean, he's already got Mortimer Kisses, so level 6 online, a lot of burst potential. They're going to be able to hunt down Bait inside their own jungle. And Mary's in some trouble, Stominum as well, potentially. Nice use of the cookie. Enables Niku to close the distance. Of course, Daze does have to put himself on the front line, though, which means that Stonebake should be able to clean up onto the Snapfire. Do they read of Niku's TP? Someone's not even going to go for a Hail Mary bushwhack.
Yeah, that's good. And to answer your question, like all the Snapfires I've been seeing on position 4 have been maxing the little Shredder as well.
They have? Okay.
Yeah, and 7.35, they buffed it quite a lot. And it does a lot of damage now. Like, it does a lot of damage. More justifiable than your nukes, which is crazy to say. Like, I would argue make maybe 1 point in the nuke just so you can secure some creeps in the laning stage. But outside of that, yeah, Little Shredder has been the go-to skill. And he's even saying he doesn't want his Scatter Blast at all. Just 2 points Cookie, 3 points Little Shredder. And might just go 0-4-4 at this point.
I'm going to say Bait, first movement out of them, though. Looking to try and respond to Navi Jr. clumping up around top. They're actually going to go for their own smoke as well from Navi Jr. So a bit of a clash around this northern side of the map. Focus currently playing inside the lane. A bit difficult for them to go for the kill into the Templar Assassin deep under the tower, especially with how close Bait currently are.
He's dead.
The kisses. I don't get rid of the refraction, so there should be a rebuttal. It's a pretty good shackle onto 2 as well as Riddy's too late to drop the finger. Summonan's going to be able to cut him short, so Bait, you do lose focus, but you're going to be rewarded with a double kill off the back of that. You're going to be cautious of the response from Niku, though. He wants to step in, put his own stamp in this long engagement. Daze off the mark with a stun.
Oh, there it goes.
Dendy as well. There's the pulverized, like we were mentioning, completely nullifying Dendy's ultimate. But meanwhile, Stonebake over to the northern side as well is going to try and chase down Got the Juice, and he should be able to do so. Windrunner is back up, though. Going to be relying on the spell casting to be able to close the distance. Got the Juice, ducks into the trees. Stonebake, does he read it? He doesn't. Nicely done with the Wind Ranger, just able to get out.
Surprised he couldn't see him there. I guess he got fogged for just a second there, thinking he went the other way there, but that was a much needed kill for Stonebank to honestly just get back into this game. He is the one core that is struggling the most. Nico would be number 2, but Nico isn't in a situation where he needs to be high net worth this game. He just needs to be active. And I think it was a little stranger. PMA just like, he ran straight into that TA and just got blown up right there with the Venge, with the minus armor. That fight was not what Navi Jr. intended it to be. It definitely was not. They wanted to get a clean kill and get out, but they overestimated their strength just a little bit there. And good hold there by Bait.
Really, oh, we're probably going to see again another fight break here. I mean, you've got this diffuser now completed from Dendy. But importantly, it's actually going to be Navi Jr. that are looking to make the first move off the back of that previous engagement. Down to bottom, they're looking to go onto Stonebank, trying to connect with the carry Wind Ranger.
Seems they know.
Stonebank. It's a distance away. Oh, where he goes in the trees, Niku.
Oh,
yeah,
he showed
him out. As TPs are starting to come out, Pushback will do its best to disrupt, but it is not enough at all, especially with the finger once again from Riddies. So Niku, dude, he's got to be happy, man. Again, we saw some really rough games from Niku and the boys on NAVI Junior, and this is actually a person who he's playing higher net worth than the opposition supports.
The way we say is he actually gets to play Dota this game.
Yeah.
Before he didn't get to play Dota. He was in the game, but he wasn't really playing. But now he gets to play his role. He gets to run around. It seems like he's fine being a more sacrificial type of player. Or that's the team that's decided that's how they're going to play. If you have a meeple offlane, of course, you're going to have to be super sacrificial in that regard.
Top tower has fallen.
Speaking of Meepo, what's he going for? He's going Ag's first item. He's going to do an Ancient stack here, and then that will be completed. And that'll be a timing for them for them to run at them. Because Meepo with Aghanims is probably the tankiest hero in the game right now. Just because you have so much life you have to chew through. Maybe he waits for level 11 and gets that second point into the ultimate. And I think then it's go time.
See, then the decision they want to make on where they want to try and take these fights on NAVI Junior. You've already taken that top tier 1 tower. More than likely, you're going to be looking around this tier 1 mid, and was maybe a little bit too early on now, but as the game goes on, they will always have that potential to look towards Roshan as well. But you do have that level 11 now for PMA. Another stack as well for him to farm at the Ancients currently. Of course, a counterpart for Bait. I mean, Focus has died twice off the back of the landing stage. Still second in net worth, though, for the Templar Assassin. So, we saw earlier today Onet playing the TA, but really never felt the impact out of that hero. Does look like Focus is going to be able to find his items and play around with Bait throughout the early game pretty shortly.
Yeah, most definitely. And he's going to go do the Meepo trick, heal some Meepos, bring them back. And now he's ready to go. Now would be a good timing as well. The only problem is he has no TP because he wants to go heal.
A lot of vision for Bait down bottom. They got the new board set up on the cliff. Another ward as well from Mary, disguised as a sentry. And well, they've also been able to isolate Stomin and runs into PMA, Niku nearby as well. It's a bit of a freebie onto the Hoodwink, and you're going to see instantly Bait looking to try and leave the area. So, unfortunately, this is going to give up 2 observer wards, which will make it very difficult for them to now try and collapse onto this bottom tower. Meanwhile, Dandy, Niku, he's still got the Pulverize as well. It's going to enable PMA to close the distance, but the Urbine instant Rainbow TP's out at Bait, but they are far too late. And now they've got the artillery, the Kisses, along with Riddy's spellcasting. They'll want to turn to Focus instead. Not going to matter in the end. He's able to get some separation. Stonebank wants to go back in, but the combo not enough to deal with PMA. And now Niku's in some trouble as well. Nothing to be able to stop the onslaught. The Summonant's a little bit too late to hold them down. Wait, got the juice? Running on forward, knows no fear. And I mean, the pushback onto 3. Can they punish them though? Focus trying to get the damage out, but once again, it's just not enough. And now Niku sees an opportunity to go charging in. Crashes onto Focus, almost gets the Pulverized. Stonebank quick on the blink to disengage. Dandy's back alive, Rolling Thunder at the ready. Got the juice, slowly getting poked down from afar. Day's able to get some separation, and Navi Jr. and able to build up to a 4,000 net worth lead.
That's just off the back of the first reveal of the Aghanims of the Meepo doing wonders there. But against the Timber, we can see it. Even with that, he's still taking a lot of damage. So you still have to be a little bit careful here. And his next item, I'm very curious on what he's going to decide to go for. Will it be Diffusal Blade? Will it be the Blink Dagger? We'll have to see. Disperser and Blink are some other core items that Meeple will go for right after the Aghanims. And Meeple's going in, and if you're Avenged, you're just dead.
Maybe everyone else is dead as well. You're going to see Stomin over to the right side. Looks like Hoodwink gets away, but Mary will not be so fortunate. Wait, Focus is here. Bait actually want to try and react. Then, I mean, they're going to make the attempt onto the Meepo, but we see how survivable this hero is. Stonebank's going to see an opportunity to try and dip with the line support. So they'll be able to even out the numbers, but now got the
Shackle
juices rotated over. The Shackle again. Wind Ranger has been on point so far with the Shackles in this first game, and I'm going to see 4 deaths now for Focus here on the Templar Assassin carry.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And PMA has decided to get the shard right away too. So this is like the ultimate micro survival meeple build, right? You have the Agnums to keep your meeples alive. You got the dig. It becomes very frustrating to play against this because now during the Rolling Thunder, he has 2 options. He can either just individually dig the meeples underground. It works just like the Visage's shard too, where you can just become a gargoyle. So you just go underground for a little bit and heal.
Oh, yeah.
Meepo? He's kind of alone here. He might be dead.
Punish him. All right. That is a much needed kill for the boys on bait. Dendy's going to get it as well. He's pretty close to Scepter. I mean, all things considering, this 5,000 net worth lead from Navi Jr., Dendy is keeping up in his farm. 5-1-0 here for the Pango.
I'm surprised he wasn't able to get the dig off there. If he got the dig off, maybe he could have brought us other meeples and made a mega meeple, but good vision there from the trap, just scouting him out there. He didn't expect that, and bait just caught onto it right away, and they just ended up bringing him down. So much needed for sure. A couple more of those. And he is being very active on this meeple, though. Blink Dagger's next on the horizon, and got the juice. He's getting farmed. This is, I'd say, the most standard build. As Hoodwink goes down here. We'll see if they stick around.
In range? Oh, we'll be able to find the swap back. Niku, still a couple seconds with the onslaught on cooldown. Meanwhile, Dendy also assassinates really further to the south. Niku, is he actually going to be able to make it out of this? Dendy swashbuckle up in a couple of seconds. Can he guess? Regardless, Niku's pretty quick. Got some cape along with the phase boots. No TP. Not going to matter though.
Yeah, Gossamer Cape is so good. It just has extra value this game too. Whenever you play TA or play against a TA, you just instantly pick that item, I think. You don't even need to think about it. It's so good against the TA. It just stops that first meld hit. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely a big counter to that hero. There's a lot of small things that makes TA... Like, TA is still good, but TA used to be insanely good. And then, like, the Tormentor thing changed, where you can no longer solo Tormentors because it's damage over time. Gossamer Capes are in the game, and you lose so much of your snowball ability, which TA is, right? A snowball hero. With those 2 things alone. Unfortunately, luck of the draw. There can 2 Gossamer Capes. Windranger has her own built-in Gossamer's Cape. And we'll see if Hoodwink even gets one. For now, just sitting with the safety bubble.
See if they want to take the fight for bait. Very scary position if that's going to be the case. They do know someone's nearby. Stominan's going to reveal himself as well. It's like they, unfortunately, a little bit too late to be able to contest that first rush of the game. So Age is going to be given over to PMA. And they're going to look to try and smoke themselves. They've got a pretty good positioning under the creep waves. Top shoved out, mid shoved out as well. See if Bait's going to be in a position where they got caught out though. Looks like they will go back and try and claim their own Tormentor. 21 minutes in. Got the Wisdom Runes as well, of course. So Stominam just gonna dangle his own life and tank the gank, I suppose.
Yeah, get the creep wave as well. It's not like a win or anything, but could be worse, right?
Yep. You do not want to call now dying though, and still with the smoke out of Daze and PMA. And they're actually going to jump further down to the low ground. They should have the burst damage with the 2 support ultimates, and Dandy 3 times killing streak's going to be given away. PMA furthering the gold difference between himself and some of the cores from Bait. And now this tier 2 tower mid lane as well is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They're just cutting the wave here. Going to the mid lane, taking that one out. And now you're in a situation, your Bait, where you're starting to get choked out of the map here. Dendy, he was your most farmed hero. Him going down there was really big because you have that Agnum Scepter available. And that is very useful for the fights, especially because level 15 talent is online too, so you become that much more tanky. But he goes down immediately with that one. And I think TA with the traps is another timing you can wait for. And I think you have no choice but to wait just a little bit, because this is a Meeple with an Aegis right now, and there it is. Meeple soloing the Tormentor. It's like Meepo. There's a couple heroes that can do it with farm. Weaver can technically do it as well with time lapse. Ursa can do it with enrage. Meepo can do it, and Troll can do it with his ultimate. Even though it never really feels good doing it with Troll because you just have 0 HP after you do it because you can't lifesteal off the Tormentor.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Not a bad shard for them to get though. And considering Snapfire had the shard queued up, so he was wanting to go down that route himself. So gives him the gold to be able to complete the Greaves. And this tower is going to go down as well. So seems like Bait don't feel like they're in a position to be able to contest this. Still have the Aegis for another 2 minutes. So we're going to see it have to come to some stage though where they will force a fight. And if it's going to be around this triangle, Radiant already have an observer set up, so it would be a pretty good spot for Navi to fight even into all the traps. It's going to come down to who gets the jump though. PMA.
So they have detection for this.
Under the trap they are. All the vision they need. They're going to be able to scout at the Hoodwink over to the right side. Stoneham's making him work for this kill. It's not an easy one at the moment. Now Stonebank wants to see an opportunity, but a little bit messy with his own jump in. I mean, simultaneously, Mary somehow died to a neutral. And they also got a glimpse of Focus as well, jumping over to the left side. Are they able to hunt him down, though? Looks like they'll give up on the chase. Maybe? They got a cliff ward, actually, still, so they're still scouting out Focus, who... Now or never. What's the call? Looks like it's now for him to blink TP up.
Yep, he's going to get out of there for now. You just got to run away. I think the fights you take when you're bait right now are going to be just swapping people into your base at this point. You got a Primal running around with the Shield Room, BKB, Blink, Blade Mill. You don't want to go on that guy. And Dendy's going to get caught, but nothing's going to come of it. The real question comes down to is, like, how do you start fights if you're bait?
Stormbane? Really far forward. I mean, Mary's going to be able to play around with the spot, but it's not going to matter in the end. PMA has got another ensnare to be able to hold Mary into place. Dendy's doing whatever he can. This Rolling Thunder proving to be chaotic inside the middle of the fight, but once it expires, PMA can chase him. Meanwhile, down to the south, though, Templar Assassin trying to assassinate Riddies, but Riddies has got the boys to act as a bodyguard. Yes, she could kill, but Navi Jr., they'll clean up with ease, and PMA, he's still fighting Denny as well. Their own 1v1 going on the northern side. PMA, he's got plenty of control. Dendy will finally get the swashbuckle up to the higher ground, but Nico in hot pursuit. Used to the pulverize. I mean, PMA's a little bit hesitant at the moment. Aegis was about to tick out in 5 seconds, so he'll make sure he does that by himself, and wasn't even needed with the finishing blow. So once again, another successful fight for the boys on Navi Jr.
Yeah, and we're talking about the Gossamer Cape and how annoying it is. It was so sad for the TA there. Focus really wanted to kill this Lion, so he turns on the Lion. The first hit, Gossamer caped. The second hit, because Lion was on high ground, he evaded. And because of that, Lion was able to get off his Hex and his finger onto Focus, ensuring that he would die there and securing that fight. And another thing that's very interesting to note as well, that it didn't help Dendy necessarily that fight, but every single one of Meepo's clones is considered a hero. And he has the talent, right? Plus 80 shield crash barrier per hero. So if he does a big shield crash on all the Meepos and some other heroes, he has an insane shield that he can keep up. It works for similar spells as well. Like, I was playing Centaur the other day versus Meepo, and I got the Shard, right? You just press your W, and, like, you get a stack every single time you hit a Meepo. So these things that, like, work on heroes specifically and can stack up are really good against Meepo, and we'll see if Dendy's shield crash, if he can get a big one, help tank a bit for the team. And as we've seen, Stonebank, he can't go first. You saw his laning stage. It wasn't good. Look at his network now. It's not good. He does a lot of damage, but he needs to stay alive. So maybe you just have to make sure Dendy just takes the brunt of the attacks here.
Kind of seen the Timbers role in Dota change a little bit with these most recent patches. And for a lot of the Timbers lately, maybe 1 point, maybe even sometimes no points, reactive armor inside the lane, and you know, we see the item build instead of what it has been prior, just to try and tank up and act as that meat shield. So yeah, we'll see what Dendy, I mean, he's going to be working on the Lincolns next. Riddies?
Oh, Lions found Stonebank here, but no blink. And he's out.
Dire's top tower
And they're
is
both
under
out.
Radiant are
It's
scanning.
like someone also mix it up. The TP, so a little bit of space. There's an arcane rune down bottom as well. Any gem enjoys so far? Still too early in the game for that. Wonder if NAVI Jr. will be considering it pretty shortly, especially with the traps that bait are going to be working with. Oh, the D ward though.
There's an arcane rune here for Niku. If he wants to pick it up, but they're gonna give it to Wind Ranger instead. Why not? Manta done, Gleipnir done, level 19. It's time to hunt, and look who they find again.
Just in the nick of time with the pulverized Niku.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Stonebank, okay. Actually lives through it. Really nicely done. The swap from Mary. He's able to keep Stonebank alive, so he gets back to base.
Everything for his cores, you know? Like, swap now gives you a shield. 500 shield at level 2. That's why he went Solar Crest, get another 400 shield, so even those hits that came flying across after the swap, they do no damage because they are all blocked, and there's a big reason why Venge is so popular right now, too. That shield you get after the swap is so nice.
Does look like maybe this game might slow down a little bit for Navi Jr. with Roshan, just the next thing for them to wait for. Which will be up in a minute 40. He's going to be down towards that bottom side of the map. We already see they're starting to look to try and control this area as well. They've got the juice, not a bad neutral item too. Nemesis Curse here for the Wind Ranger to help with a lot of her solo kill potential.
Quite good. PMA is running one of the Meeple's bottom. Normally I don't see the clone running away from the team, because the clone is the one that has the blink dagger. But PMA showing he's got the micro skills for a Meepo. Clearing out the
This is what
jungles.
happens. You play, what, 15 games in Meepo, and in a week, you have to hope this man's got the micro skills developed after that time.
Yeah, that's working. I've been impressed with his Meepo. I've been looking at like the little things. It's been pretty good. It is impressive.
When you say little things, is it mainly just micro and potential farming patterns?
It's mainly just his micro for the most part, and how he's moving his Meepos across the map.
Radiant's top tower is
A lot of
under
the
attack.
players like will just, you know, have their main Meepo, and then all the other Meepos just kind of walking together, like Watson had, for example. And Watson's Meeple was, you know, still in trial, but the Meeple players that play a lot, you see these small little things they pick out from playing the hero a lot.
The Meepo nerds, as you will. Seems
Yeah.
like PMA is definitely one of them, and there we go. Roche is up, and it will go uncontested. Bait going to use his time to try and get some of the waves pushed out. Potentially even take that T1 tower up top as well. They don't even want to give them this T1 tower, so Glyph's going to be used to prevent that. I mean, it should still go down nonetheless afterwards.
It's the second Aegis. This is when the game can get scary, because you're getting to that point of the game where you have enough items where you could make the choice if you wanted to go high ground. But is it always the right choice to go high ground? Well, that one is sometimes debatable, because that's where if you don't know what you're doing and you don't execute nearly perfectly, big mistakes can happen. And so a lot of teams will decide, especially if you aren't a team that has been around for a long time and has had a lot of success, sometimes not going high ground is the best play. Just build that gold lead.
Especially into the threat of this swap back from Mary as well. We're going to have to see how that comes into play. Dominant down bottom. Looks like Riddy's going to be able to catch out the Hoodwink. The pesky support will be shut down. Meanwhile, they're also trying to get another member, Niku. Oh, there's that swap used defensively to get Denty back inside the base, but of course Mary, it's a sacrificial move from him to keep his mid laner alive. But these are two heroes now down, and a creep wave that is getting shoved out. This could be the opportunity for Navi Jr. to start to poke this high ground.
Yeah, you go for sure. You definitely take the glyph. You got two heroes dead for 25 seconds here. Honestly, you get more than glyph here.
Dire's structures
This glyph is only going to last for 5 seconds. And after that 5 seconds, you still got dead heroes for 10 seconds. So you're losing this, and you're losing your melee, and potentially you're losing your range too. So goodbye bottom set of barracks. You will be missed. And from there, you got to kind of decide carefully if you want to keep going. Unless Bait doesn't want to come back, as Focus is not interested in defending his base. Instead, he is farming a big camp over here, desperately trying to get to MKB, but he's not even close. He just doesn't want to come back unless he's absolutely needed.
Might be needed pretty shortly, man. These buildings are falling. You need to respond. They're going to try and deal with PMA. Dendi has a very interesting angle with a backline stab, but it's just too late. I mean, Focus is getting some damage out, but now with 2 heroes down, there's no threat of diving under a tier 4 tower as NAVI Jr. might even look for Dendi next as well with a leap over the top. He'll get back to the safety of the well, but Stomina won't even get close.
And NAVI Jr. here schooling NAVI Senior and Dendi here, I guess, in this game. It was competitive, I'll say that, for a little while. But then they got that first Aegis. And then it started to become not very competitive. So, NAVI Jr., like, what I really like to see in this game was the fact that Nico just had a game. This is the first... I haven't really got